Hi everybody, my name is Caitlin Rivers and I am here to present my overview and analysis of the Clery Act for our HEA 550 class at Southern New Hampshire University. To start, I just wanted to provide a brief agenda of what I will be covering. So I'm going to cover the background of the Clery Act, what it requires of institutions today, the impact that we've seen in the world of higher education, how effective really is the Clery Act, as well as some recommendations for the institutions and for the law as a whole. In order to explore the law, it is important to know where it came from. The law is named for Jean Clery, who was sexually assaulted and murdered in 1986 in her dorm at Lehigh University. Following this terrible act, her parents recognized how little campus security information was available to students and families and knew they needed to fight for a change. Her parents formed the Clery Center for Security on Campus in 1987 and worked hard for campus security reform. The act was officially passed by Congress in 1990 and given the Clery Act name in 1991. This law helped make her parents' original mission a reality, to bring awareness of campus crime and work harder to prevent it. Colleges and universities must follow these requirements to receive federal aid. While this law does go very in depth, I broke the major requirements into 4 sections. The first and most well-known requirement is the collection and publication of annual crime reports for the institutions that fall under this law. There's also a requirement to provide crime prevention education to the campus community. Not only do institutions need to report and publish what types of crimes have happened on their campus within the past year, they also need to give a summative report of the level of campus security authority and crime management policies. The last major requirement is the establishment of emergency response procedures and the notification of these procedures to the campus community. The law has had a great impact on the overall safety culture on campuses. The most significant impact is the fact that all schools that receive federal aid now have to publish these comprehensive reports, which give students and families more insight into the level of security on campus. The law has also awakened many schools to realize the need for heightened security and what measures are most effective. This law is often overseen by compliance offices to ensure they are meeting all aspects to avoid fines and repercussions. One of the most important aspects and impacts is the strengthened emergency responses. While crimes and emergencies are not always preventable, this law has inspired change in the way that emergencies are handled and that the community is notified. Another important impact is the requirement of safety educational opportunities. This aspect is so important that the campus population has the strategies to protect themselves and to know what to look out for. Lastly, the Clery Act aims to have institutions provide some sort of support for community members that become victims of crime. In terms of effectiveness, it's important to reflect on the original goal of transparency surrounding campus crime and prevention. I feel the Clery Act is effective as the reports of crime, security, and procedures have greatly contributed to a more transparent environment. It has also generated an overall increased focus on campus security and made campus safety a topic of conversation for higher ed administrators. Emergency response is so important, so the increased emphasis on these plans is a major area of effectiveness for this law. The majority of schools are compliant with this law, as there are very few that have been fined when compared to the larger picture. This shows that most are making a commitment to campus security as well as doing their part to avoid repercussions. For recommendations to the institutional response, I recommend mandating educational opportunities based on the most frequently seen topics, such as self-defense or drug and alcohol abuse trainings. This would help create consistency among institutions. The next recommendation is to ensure each campus has a victim support coordinator, which could be an existing counseling service staff member or an outside position. For recommendations to the Clery Act itself, I believe a real-time reporting system would be more beneficial to provide a more accurate picture of the current state of the campus, as well as eliminate record-keeping error and may lessen resources needed towards this task. Lastly, there should be a consistent requirement for the reporting of missing students rather than differing between institutions. Lastly, I just wanted to provide a list of references that I used primarily for the executive summary of my analysis. The Clery Center for Security on Campus has a lot of great information if you are interested in learning more about the Clery Act.
Created using Powtoon.